This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Tuesday, March 25th. It will be sunny and hot today with a high of 92, clear and mild tonight with a low of 61. Here are today's headlines. Republicans in the legislature filed more than 80 bills that would affect LGBTQ Texans, including many focused on public schools that would impact students, teachers, and staff. Sex education and gender identity are a particular focus. Republican lawmakers filed a range of bills to ban teaching about sexual orientation and gender identity, limit the ability of teachers and students to discuss sex and gender outside the classroom, outlaw support for gender transitions, and protect employees who refer to transgender students by their biological sex. With so many other legislative priorities to tackle in the remaining 10 weeks of session, it's likely only a few of these proposals will receive significant consideration inside the Capitol. But the vast majority of bills filed signals Republicans intend to do more on LGBTQ issues after banning gender-affirming care for minors and barring transgender people from competing in college athletics based on their gender identity instead of their biological sex in 2023. In other news, the parents of the child who died in Texas's measles outbreak told an anti-vaccine advocacy group that they still would not recommend the vaccine for other families. Children's Health Defense posted a video interview on March 17th with a couple identified as the parents of the young child who died after contracting measles. The girl died at the end of February. Children's Health Defense, previously called the World Mercury Project, is an advocacy group recognized as a major source of online vaccine misinformation, including the debunked allegation that vaccines cause autism. For years, the organization was chaired by Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., who is now U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services. The March 17th Children's Health Defense video does not identify the West Texas couple by name. The parents spoke with interviewers partially in English and partially through an interpreter. Their 6-year-old child died in the hospital, the couple said in the video, after developing pneumonia at the end of her measles infection. Next up, when Cindy Clemishire publicly alleged last year that Robert Morris sexually abused her as a child, legal experts said they doubted the former Gateway Church senior pastor would face any criminal charges. That doubt was rooted in statute of limitations laws, which typically determine how long an alleged victim of child sexual abuse can wait before initiating legal action against the person who allegedly abused them. Despite statute of limitations laws, Morris was indicted last week on 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts to a child and faces up to 100 years in prison if convicted on all charges. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond told the Dallas Morning News last week that a frontier-era Oklahoma law changes how statute of limitations laws apply to a non-resident of Oklahoma who is accused of committing a crime in the state. The News spoke with lawyers who specialize in sexual abuse and assault cases to understand statute of limitation laws in these cases, the argument Drummond is making, and what may happen next in the case against Robert Morris. And summer is not too far away, and in North Texas that might mean a trip to Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington. However, there are some new park policies to be aware of before you go. Six Flags is now only accepting card payments, credit or debit, at all locations. For guests who only have cash, there will be kiosks throughout the park where they can convert cash to prepaid debit cards. Six Flags is also requiring chaperones for guests 15 years old and under after 4 p.m. The guests will need to be accompanied by an adult 21 years old or older to enter or remain in the park after 4. Chaperones will need to show a valid government-issued ID, such as a driver's license, at entry and remain in the park with the guests they are accompanying. Photos of IDs will not be accepted. One chaperone can accompany up to 10 underage guests. Underage guests found without a chaperone could be ejected from the park. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.